Hey Natasha, can you hear me? Just confirm and then we'll get going. And just tell me the screen is visible, video and audio, everything, or some problem, please. Hello.
Everything is audible and visible, sir. The screen is visible and audio is also
No
visible.
audio. Every audio is good, right? I hope.
Yes, yes.
All right. So everyone, absolute pleasure to be hosting you once again. Good morning. And really, really important that I set the agenda for the session. I have seen this, and we keep seeing this every single day, that people, when they wake up, it is too late sometimes. 6 months, they don't study anything, and then they take a break for 10 days from work or they scramble their preparation, hoping for a miracle which never happens. It's never happened for anyone, and it may never happen. So it is also an expectation setting thing. Should you even think about round two now, which is obviously 3 days away now for many schools? Should you even think about round three? Will it be really feasible? Can you expect scholarships? Which are the other possibilities if not ISB? ISB R3, some people are thinking, and so on and so forth. Should you really give up for this year because you haven't been improving? And it's very disappointing to see that many people write the test when their mock scores are not even in the 600s, not even one, which is, I mean, I feel very bad because if you know that minimum score requirement is at least 675, at least for even the lowest school, why do we write the exam when your score never even touches 600? And that is something that I just don't fathom. I mean, as a student, as when I was a student, when I'm a teacher now, I never could imagine writing an exam when my mock score is at not even 100 points. There are people whose mock scores are about 535 and they've still gone ahead. So this session will actually give you a very good reality check. And I know reality generally very clearly hurts and bites. Some portion of this you may not like. I'm ready to be that bad guy here. Absolutely no problem. And everyone, just ensure that your videos are off. Just ensure that, please. Let me just see if I can have some setting here in which we can do this. So why I really, really insist upon something like this? First of all, we cannot expect a miracle. Okay, yesterday when we resent the email for this webinar itself, one of the students replied that I recently scored a 735. His name is Bhavi Malhotra, and we just found out that okay, what was his background? His initial score was 525 equivalent. Did he think of a miracle suddenly that okay, I'll go and smash the exam? Just read the message he sent. He said that despite having a 14-hour job in consulting, he still managed to study from 5 a.m. to 10 a.m. What does that show? I mean, we just feel that no, I can't study, I don't have the time. Another thing, most people who think they are very consistent and they're studying, I guarantee you study 2 days and the third day you don't. It is exactly what has been happening because I keep receiving these messages. So should we really be addressing? And on the other hand, we have people who got 100% scholarship, including accommodation to one of your dream schools. ISB is a dream school these days for people because some people are scared of going to the US, some people are scared of going abroad anyway. So why not? And we'll try to see the agenda and purpose of the session is very clear. Should you even think about R2 or R3? First thing is check the deadline, check the average score, add about 20 to 30 points to it. If you're an Indian applying, trust me, unless your profile is spectacular, you need a slightly higher score because you're competing with Indians, something that you already know. How about this also, that should you target Giant 26? In that case, we have INSEAD, we have Columbia, sometimes we even have Duke. Should you even think about Giant 26 if it is too late? Should you plan 2025 admissions at all? That is another question, very important question, that is it realistic? Some people will say, I'll still go and write the exam. I never see the logic in this. Let me go write because I've booked it. What's the point? Do you want to see that score in the 500s? And every single day we see a score in 700, we also see a score in 500. It is obviously not that somebody is super intelligent. You can actually see this guy's messages only. We'll meet him also soon in the webinar. So clearly, okay, what about ISB April 2026? ISB's got only one intake. Should you think directly next year and think about schools where you want to go to if not ISB? Or should you keep a mixed approach? We will try to really understand this because this is a major burning question we have. So I will really, really think about the agenda in this fashion. Should you think about R2? Because for most American schools, I think R2 is already there, already going on. And maybe some of them have had the deadlines right now, and some of them will have in the next 2, 3, 4, 5 days. Should you think about R3 also? R3 is essentially like what ISB R3 is just a few days away. I mean, you also have to do the applications. First thing is, don't hope for a miracle. Ask yourself, have I done justice to this preparation? Have I been awake and alive to the prep for the last 6 months? Or am I just waking up and finding out my mock score is 455? There are people like that. And they just hope, give me a 10-day plan and let me rewrite this story. Who do you want to fool? Okay? In this process, the only person who is being an idiot is you yourself. If I was doing that, I would be the biggest idiot. Why can't we just have a very good courage to face reality? That it's really not happening. When people who prepare for any exam, if they wake up at the last moment, I'm not saying everybody is doing that. But I'm also sure when I say consistency, I mean 7 days out of seven. I mean, I'm very clear about it. 6 days out of seven is not consistency. So don't fool yourself. If you say I've been studying for the last 6 months, ask yourself, is it exactly 180 non-stop days? Because we have to do that, and there are people who have done that. Today we'll be meeting one of them. So should I even think about Jan 26? So INSEAD has a great intake for Jan 26. By March or April you'll have round 1 of it, and it has up to round 4 or round 5, and rounds don't matter in American schools. So you can think about it, R2, R3, R4, R5 of INSEAD, whatever. Sometimes it has 5 rounds, sometimes 4 rounds are generally there. Should we think about ISB directly for next year? Is there any hope whatsoever? Ask a very realistic question. Really don't need to blow things up here that, okay, I'll go write the exam anyway. It doesn't work. People recently wrote the CAT. Today, people are writing the ZAT. They've not prepared. Their scores are nowhere close to what they want. But they will, in India, 3 lakh people will go write the exam. Probably 5, 10,000 are well prepared. That's not how we should be planning anything. And this is the point. Maybe some of you are doing really, really, really well in your prep. I'm not pointing fingers at those people, but let's see. And we will want to have a very clear reality check. First thing, and if you want to make notes, please first, whatever schools make a very clear guideline for deadlines, that okay, make an Excel sheet, write the deadlines. Generally speaking, even if you're scrambling, I feel at least 15 days time you should give for good quality application. I used to say 30 days, but we know we are in a zone where I can't give you the luxury of time. At least, why can't we give you the list? Because we don't know what your target school is. I mean, everybody can find out in 5 minutes any school's deadlines, target. Look at their mean score, look at their median score. Okay. If you just want admission, if it's at foreign school, add 20 to 30 points. If you want scholarship, add an additional 50 points. It's a very basic dynamic. For example, let's see. ISB 675 is a decent score. Decent score. You want a scholarship? Don't even imagine a scholarship below 715, they will not give you. Whatever they say that we'll take a holistic assessment, this, that, we know the insider story. What they tell when they meet us in person, and we keep meeting these people, all these people who from GMAC, what they tell the students is very diplomatically correct answer so that they can't be really held responsible. The real answer is very straightforward. Less than 715, they don't want to consider for a scholarship. So very simple. What is the difference here? The difference is clearly 40, 50 points, and that much you'll have to target. So let's. So first thing, score requirements, school of your choice. Do this exercise. Don't fool yourself that, oh my, I'll anyway write the exam. Terrible choice. What is your score deficit as of now? You really have to do this, and 6 consecutive mocks you should get your requisite score. And I feel very bad as a teacher. I don't know how else to motivate you, tell you right things. I have said right from the very beginning, build depth. There are people who say I'm at 60% accuracy even in untimed practice, and my exam is in 3 days. What have you actually achieved? What have you done then? There is a problem here. There is a clear cut problem that we want to address. I'm not blaming anyone, but unless we face reality, there is nothing that will change. Unless if we live in a real different cocoon, in some fool's paradise, in some notion that सब ठीक है, क्या फर्क पड़ता है, कुछ कहीं तो हो जाएगा. And people, I was talking to a student from DU just now, and Indra IP University in DU. I said मैंने कैट भी देना था और मैंने कैट, मुझे पता था कि IIM में तो मेरा होता ही नहीं. I was hoping for 80-85 percentile and get into any B school because my parents just want a B school. This mentality I'm sure nobody has right now and shouldn't also. So very very important thing, consecutive 6 marks. And it pains me as a teacher to know that you never hit even 100 marks less than that. Suppose your target score is 715. Okay, I'm just giving a random number. You would never scored even 615 in a mock, whether official or our mocks, not even once. Your scores are in the 500. Why would you write the exam? Trust me, those people जो लोग बोलते हैं मैं एक्सपीरियंस के लिए दे देता हूँ इस बार नहीं, वो लोग कभी वापस अच्छा अटेम्प्ट नहीं दे पाते. डोंट राइट द एग्जाम कि मेरे को एग्जाम एक्सपीरियंस हो जाएगा, सेंटर एक्सपीरियंस हो. ऐसी ऐसी कहानियां बनाते हैं लोग माइंड में. लगता है यार, आई मीन हु आर यू ट्राइंग टू फूल फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल. Trust me. So 565 mock score maximum, and they want a 715. 100 पॉइंट से भी ज्यादा नीचे है इसमें. एटलीस्ट 615 was there, then they'll hope for a 615. और ये स्कोर इसके अराउंड ही आता है. मोस्ट पीपल डोंट हैव अ बैड डे ओनली ऑन द एग्जाम डे. दिस इज जस्ट अ मिथ. दिस इज जस्ट अ कवर अप स्टोरी. जब आपका अच्छा स्कोर नहीं आता तो आप क्या क्या ब्लेम कर सकते हो? अपने आप को तो आप कभी ब्लेम करोगे ही नहीं. आप ब्लेम करोगे कि मटेरियल सही नहीं है, मेरा दिन ठीक नहीं था, प्रॉक्टर ने कुछ कर दिया, सेंटर ठीक नहीं था, वहां पे नॉइस था, उस दिन मेरा माइंड ठीक नहीं चल रहा था, आई गॉट ब्लैंक. यू जनरली डोंट वांट टू से दैट आई वाज अंडर प्रिपेयर्ड. ये आप मानना ही नहीं चाहते हो कि मेरी प्रेप अच्छी नहीं थी. सारी की सारी चीजें कि नहीं मुझे ये नहीं था, वो नहीं था, ये मेरे फ्रेंड ने बस सब बोल दिया. नन ऑफ दैट प्लीज. I have a very honest question, and I'm sure I've asked this a million times, and some of you have been part of many webinars. Just because you have a deadline, will the exam become easier for you? That नहीं, आपको हम स्पेशल फेवर दे देते हैं, आपसे बहुत सिंपैथी है, आपके लिए एग्जाम इजी हो जाएगा क्योंकि आपकी तो 10 दिन में डेडलाइन है. कौन ऐसा? क्यों करना है ऐसा? क्यों करना है? दैट इज द पॉइंट वी आर टॉकिंग अबाउट. It has never helped anyone this rushed prep. Never, not even once. Okay, people do all this taking a sabbatical unless you are extremely committed. Do not, and take a sabbatical when you're already at your desired score. You want to be in rhythm. Don't take a sabbatical to study. नहीं नहीं, किसी की help नहीं होती. Most of the times people think I'll study 12 hours a day when I'm on a sabbatical. Generally, they don't study more than 3 hours because old habits just don't go. It's not even they die hard. Old habits just don't go. And 3 to 6 months, some people take 3 months, which is the ideal time. But some people, even if I say we give you the course for 6 months, we know everybody is not able to do it in 3 months. But you can't cram all of that in 1 week or one day. And just really simple. Hope for a miracle to nahi hi hota hai. The exam doesn't become easy, and depth is everything here. Second thing, if you're applying for R3 of US or Canada schools or UK schools, are scholarships available? I have to tell you the truth here. 100% scholarships are possible for R2, R3. Okay, HBS में R3 नहीं होता, बाकी every even this. You must have seen this letter, I'm very sure, but let's understand the joy of a person who scores. अकोमोडेशन तक फ्री है. मैंने आरती से पूछा था, शी इज ट्रैवलिंग दो, शी माइट जॉइन अस फॉर 5 मिनट्स इन द एंड, कि तुम्हें टोटल कितना खर्चा देना पड़ रहा है इस भी जाने का. तो उसने बोला फ्लाइट के अलावा कुछ भी नहीं, मेरे को स्टेशनरी भी फ्री हो जाएगा, मेरा फूड भी फ्री हो जाएगा, मेरा लॉन्ड्री भी फ्री हो जाएगा. ऑल दो वो सब लिखा नहीं है, बट दैट मीन्स दिस, एक्सेप्ट फॉर फ्लाइट टिकट्स मुझे कुछ भी पे नहीं करना है, कुछ भी नहीं. इसका रीजन क्या है? शी हैड अ 770 इन द क्लासिक एडिशन, व्हिच व्हेन वी हैड द क्लासिक एडिशन ओनली, नॉट वी मींस टॉप 1%. We means the entire world had only. We used to call our product Mission 770. Some of you have seen it as well. Mission 770 means इससे ज़्यादा अच्छा स्कोर लाने से, क्योंकि जीमैट का स्टैंडर्ड डिविएशन इज 29 पॉइंट्स। तो आपका अगर 800 भी आ रहा होता तो आपका किसी दिन 770 आ सकता है। सो दे यूज टू कंसिडर इट द हाईएस्ट पॉसिबल स्कोर 760 एंड बियॉन्ड। सो 770 था। उसका वर्क एक्स सिर्फ 2 साल का है। ऐसा कुछ नहीं है कि बहुत ही कुछ आउटस्टैंडिंग प्रोफाइल है, कोई खास एक्स्ट्रा करिकुलर्स नहीं है। नॉर्मल रेकोर्ड, नॉर्मल जॉब। The thing that has worked in a favor is this. And you might say कि ये तो ISB है, but imagine आप, उसका फाइनेंशियल कंडीशन भी ठीक नहीं है। व्हेन आई स्पोक टू हर आई वाज इन टीयर्स पर्सनली कि यार इस तरह का डिफरेंस वी कैन मेक थ्रू आवर ट्रेनिंग सो दैट समबडी सेव्स। एंड शी सेड दैट मेरे पास बिल्कुल ही पैसा नहीं है, इवन टू पे द फर्स्ट फी अप फ्रंट 2 लाख देना पड़ता है। उसके बाद उसको वो 2 लाख का भी रिफंड आ गया, क्योंकि उसको फुल स्कॉलरशिप बाद में मिला। शुरू में 2 लाख आपको कॉशन मनी टाइप का या कुछ डिपॉजिट फी। शी सेड आई हैड टू ब्रेक ऑल माय सेविंग्स, आई हैड टू बोरो इवन टू पे दैट 2 लाख। पोस्ट ऑफिस जाके उसने कैसे कैसे कुछ सेविंग्स तोड़। नाउ दिस इज द पर्सन एंड दैट्स वेयर वी फील दैट आप भी कर सकते हो, बिकॉज व्हेन शी जॉइंड शी वाज टोटली क्लूलेस। ऐसा ये मानना है कि नहीं उसका तो बहुत सॉलिड था, यही वी हैव अ problem, and I'm sure subconsciously we have a problem when we don't improve. We feel somebody else is super special. We don't want to acknowledge their effort. We just want to feel that nahi isko to sab aata tha, isko to kuch nahi, this person got lucky, etc. You've seen she shot this video the day she got the scholarship. Imagine 45 lakhs ka almost pura saving ho jata. Imagine otherwise she would have had to take a full loan. And ISB का admit हो तो full loan मिल सकता है आपको, ऐसा नहीं है। But then that loan you'll keep on paying for so long. Right now, no problem at all. I mean, this and
Hello everyone, I have a
this is fine. I mean, you may have checked. अब यहीं पे आप देख लो 98 परसेंटाइल है, वैसी की वैसी प्रोफाइल है, लेकिन 1-2 परसेंटाइल से भी कम स्कोर आया आपका तो योर स्कॉलरशिप ड्रॉप्स। इन लोग ऐसे हमारे पास 200-300 लोग होते हैं साल के। क्या स्कॉलरशिप मिला इन लोगों को? नहीं मिला। आपको नहीं चाहिए स्कॉलरशिप की यार, चलो मैं पहले एडमिशन देख लूं, कोई बात नहीं। आई एम नॉट सेइंग स्कॉलरशिप शुड बी योर एजेंडा ऑलवेज, बट इफ इट कैन बी एनी वे यू आर गोइंग टू गेट अ 675 मिनिमम, थोड़ा और एफर्ट लगा के 50 पॉइंट ले आओ ना एक्स्ट्रा। प्रॉब्लम क्या है? 50 पॉइंट्स की एक्स्ट्रा लाने में नहीं हो। इफ यू कैन गेट टू 675, आई स्ट्रांगली फील यू कैन गेट 50 मोर मार्क्स, which is demonstrated so aptly by so many people, so many people. And on her own she wrote this whatever and so on. Again you can see 50% scholarship mila hai. The only difference is 98 percentile versus 99 or 100. Again, Aarti, if she had 99 also, she would have got, because in the classic edition, the score was not called 100 percentile. It's an equivalent of 100 percentile. I asked her कि कितना पैसा देना है? Not a rupee, not a rupee. Let's see. इसकी बात आप जानते हैं शायद, you know about Arshita if you've been listening to me for some time. But did this even be, I mean, was this even a reality in India कि Harvard में full scholarship and she got more than 100%? Not 100%, more than 100, and that too in round two. Harvard has no round three. Look at this. And Harvard ka, but beyond this, look at this, was posted somewhere. I've just taken it up. With a scholarship covering more than 100% of the tuition fee and Wharton 100%, and both of them in R2. This was posted on LinkedIn clearly. This means what? It is genuinely possible. They don't discriminate R2. अभी मैंने 2 हफ्ते पहले अमित जो ISB का admissions person, I think, and we had a conversation on camera. He said in the webinar we have uploaded, he said हम ISB में scholarship में we don't discriminate R1, R2, R3. So I must believe his word as well. There is no problem. So this Wharton also gave her full scholarship. शुरू में इतना दिया, फिर उसको negotiate. This is the idea. I'll tell you also the process of scholarship. Now let's see. Does it mean she was super sharp right from the very beginning? Obviously she was looking for Harvard, Wharton. दोनों मिल गए उसको, पहले 2 choice ही मिल गया उसको. Okay. Weak at both quant and verbal. ये गूगल फॉर्म जब भरवाते हैं ज्वाइन करते टाइम, तो उसका ये कहना था. And Sanchi Shroff, who was already a student and studying at Harvard, she referred. And look at all of this. This is all doable, guys. Now, it does it happen only once? कि एक ही बार किसी का हो गया. इस साल का रिजल्ट दिखा रहा हूँ मैं आपको. 2024 में she scored 725, this girl Neha. And 725 is 99 percentile का highest possible score. Then 735 becomes 100. Already Harvard से final admission offer है. And negotiate करना पड़ता है scholarship के लिए. Scholarship might be available. That is why she is waiting right now for the scholarship. That's why we have not made the scholarship, the entire thing public. She wants this final news. But does it really mean कि होता नहीं है किसी का? Just look at this. On their own, people are ready because they are super happy with this. So this genuinely possible. मैं इसलिए इतने एग्जांपल्स दे रहा हूँ कि कोई स्पेशल नहीं था. आप इसकी कहानी सुनोगे, आई मीन आई थिंक यू शुड कनेक्ट विथ हर एंड आस्क हर हाउ वीक शी वाज एंड हाउ मच ऑफ अ प्रॉब्लम शी फेस्ड विथ एवरीथिंग. वर्बल तो इतना खराब था, क्वांट आल्सो, डीआई आल्सो, एंड क्लासिक एडिशन, देन फोकस एडिशन, सब कुछ किया. उसके बाद यहाँ देखते हैं 181,000 स्कॉलरशिप डॉलर्स. आप इसका कन्वर्जन कर लो, आपको समझ आ जाएगा कि मैं क्या बोल. जेन्युइनली जस्ट लुक एट द अमाउंट ऑफ स्कॉलरशिप. आईएसबी का 3 बार डिग्री हो सकता है इसमें, शायद से 4 बार हो सकता है, प्रोबेबली 3-4 बार. व्हाट ऑल हैज शी अचीव्ड? Wharton accepted, world's number one business school, sometimes number two. Stanford, she did not apply in application. Harvard, she applied only in round two. So we'll come to know. She will be applying rather. Booth, 100 scholarship. Columbia, तो आपको पता ही है यहाँ पर. Look at the amount of scholarship. And this. And what is written here, that also is important. Not for me, I'm saying. Please see. All the she's in the US, so she did not take her admission service, and everybody, something that was made very clear to me from the get-go from my counselors is that scholarship, especially these kinds, are contingent on an excellent GMAT score. सारे consultants को भी पता है. डू यू वॉन्ट टू रियली पे सो मच मोर मनी, प्लीज प्लान इट लाइक दिस. एक साल जाएगा, लेकिन आप इसमें ज्यादा बचा लोगे अगर आप अच्छे से प्लान करते हो. मैं एक साल जाना ऐसा नहीं है, बट इफ यू हैव नॉट बीन अप टू द मार्क इन योर प्रेप, सम पीपल विल गेट बोर्ड विद दिस टॉक कि हाँ हाँ होता होगा जिसका होता है. आई नो वो लोग लूजर ही रह जाएंगे. सम पीपल, अरे मुझसे कहानियां शेयर मत करो, मुझे रियल बताओ क्या करना है, प्लान दो मुझे. दिस गाय R2, and you heard this probably, R2 में फुल स्कॉलरशिप मिला था ना वॉर्टन में. और उसके बाद जो मिरेकल हुआ, जो मैंने आज तक सोचा भी नहीं. आई हैव नेवर बीन एबल टू फैथम व्हाई आफ्टर गेटिंग अ फुल स्कॉलरशिप वॉर्टन जस्ट लाइक दैट वुड गिव हिम $40,000 additional scholarship, which is more than ISB's annual salary. Okay. इज इट लाइक कि फीमेल्स को मिलता है, मेल्स को नहीं? कुछ भी कहानी बना लेते हैं लोग, कुछ भी अपने हिसाब से कि अरे ये तो सारी गर्ल्स हैं, मेरा तो कुछ नहीं. दैट्स व्हाई वी हैव शोकेस कि मेल कैंडिडेट फीमेल कैंडिडेट से कुछ नहीं होता. बट वही है ना, अपनी अपने कंक्लूजन्स मत निकाला करो. डोंट आस्क पीपल हु हैव नॉट अचीव्ड एनीथिंग. सो वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट फॉर यू टू नो. Wharton was ranked ahead of Harvard. It has been ranked for many years. R2, is he from SRCC? Is he from IIT? Is he from Xavier's? No. Shahid Sukhdev College se hai. And that is where it really, really has happened for him. So R2 also scholarships are available. We don't have that slide right now, but another student we had called Vandita Kamath, who has now graduated from Wharton, she got full scholarship to Wharton in R3, and Wharton's R3 is in March. Some of you can definitely target, right? Full scholarship. So it is genuinely possible that you are not discriminated against if you are going for R2 or R3 for scholarships. So it's this guy got 100% to ISB in R2. He didn't join. R3 भी हो सकता था. It did just giving you the facts. He got into Kellogg and he went there. Again, look at 2 scholarships to INSEAD MIM. If you're a younger candidate, I feel excellent scholar KC Mahindra, दोनों 100% scholarship था. And this is all possible. Radhika, we have 100% scholarships is possible. She got into NYU Stern, LBS, Booth, Columbia, many of them, but she chose to go to NYU because that is the program she liked. Some people, despite getting into Ivy Leagues, etc., they choose this. I had a student called Smita Rao last, I think, 2 years back or something. She got into Booth and she also got into Berkeley House. Technically, Berkeley House does not figure in M7, but she was living in that city where Berkeley House is. She chose to go to Berkeley. You can check Smita Rao and Smita Joshi or Smita Rao, uska pura naam tha. I mean, she had two surnames. She chose to go there, although Booth mein ho gaya. Booth is M7. And this is what, so some people choose because they have that notion. Now, we also want to invite Bhavi very soon. Let's see this story. I am so happy for someone like this. The reason for that is very different. First of all, this. So it looks great. By the way, the average score used to be 546. You can see GMAT average is increasing, means people are scoring more and more. So the competition is increasing here. When I messaged him yesterday, because I came to know it was pretty late in the evening, he replied to the standard email that we sent for this webinar. And this, I wanted to have something else discussed, and that is why can't be more grateful and indebted. It is not for me once again, but let's really dissect it, and then I'll invite him if he's there. 12 to 14 hours of work, फिर भी 5 घंटे, someone has hidden this, but 5 hours, 5 a.m. to 10 a.m. आपके पास भी जॉब हो सकता है, मैं मानता हूँ। क्या आप जेन्युइनली ऐसा डेडिकेशन दिखा सकते हो, वो भी महीनों तक? क्या ये बंदा बहुत ही इंटेलिजेंट था शुरू से? तो अगर बहुत इंटेलिजेंट था तो 580 मतलब 525 स्कोर क्यों आता? Even if someone says I was good at math, it is not that good at GMAT quant. Please remember, being good at math has nothing to do with being good at GMAT quant. I have had IIT toppers, नाम बता सकता हूँ मैं, जिनका IIT AIR 1 था मैथ में. I had a student called Akshay Goel, IIT rank 1 in math, but he was still struggling with GMAT quant for the first few days. Why? Because it's a different beast altogether. So let's see actually. So he took 2 attempts first of all. So I've been working, and I said consulting. You can see Deloitte type की companies, there is no respite. आपका जिस टाइम काम शुरू होता है उसके बाद आपको पता ही नहीं कब खत्म होगा. 10 बजे अगर काम शुरू हो रहा है, रात को 10 बजे, रात को 12 बजे, रात को 2 बजे भी हो जाता है कभी कभी. डिस्पाइट दैट, एवरी डे 5 आवर्स. आप दे सकते हो ना एक्सक्यूज कि मेरे पास टाइम नहीं है, इसके पास भी टाइम नहीं होता. विल आस्क हिम, राइट? And this, during traveling also he was practicing RCNCR. So 580, this shook him up, obviously. Wanted things to change and demanded real dedication. And all social media, even meetups, made sure and made wallpaper every day. Don't forget what I have to do. Verbal was his weakest area. Trust me, even if quant is strong or weak, it doesn't matter. Your GMAT quant cannot be strong. Know the world ने help किया बहुत ज़्यादा. You can see know the world is not just motivation for people. Familiarity of RC, pretty much like cakewalk, taught me how business world works, why things have been happening with the pattern, brain works, code, humans are successful. All of this. Error log, revisit questions unless. So each of these things, a very important technique be important hai. And I was surprised to see this core report because GMAT average has been pushed by 7 points. It doesn't look very huge, which means people are cracking the exam with more and more higher scores overall. So let me see if he's there. I'll invite him first of all. I don't think. Natasha, can you separately check if he has joined? He said 11:30 he'll be joining.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, just call him and ask. In the meanwhile, I'll talk about the
Yes, sir.
scholarship process and we'll invite him. The moment he's here, you can just check. I just checked maybe. I
Yes.
see someone called Bhavesh, but not Bhavi. So yeah, just check. Now, another thing, how do you get 100% scholarship? This should be your dream because that way you don't pay off education loan for 5, 7, 8 years. Otherwise, it is a costly education. Process ये है, And I have to break it down so that you know. Nobody gets a scholarship without asking first. So when you're applying, हर कॉलेज आपसे पूछेगा would you like to be considered for scholarship, is it need based or merit based? You have to make a very conscious decision here. Some people say merit based, some people say need based. Talk to the consultant. मैंने ऑथरी से पूछा, मैं खुद शॉक्ड हो गया कि अच्छा ऐसा होता है, किसी केस में नीड बेस्ड नहीं बोल सकते, किसी केस में मेरिट बेस्ड नहीं बोल सकते. आई डिड नॉट नो. मैं आई एम नॉट एन एडमिशंस एक्सपर्ट. माय टीममेट इज, आई एम नॉट. And it was very shocking for me that some places you can't say need based, at some places you can't say merit based. So two types. You opt for it first of all. पहले से किसी को स्कॉलरशिप नहीं मिलता है, पहले एडमिशन ही होता है, ये ध्यान रखिए. आपका एडमिट आने के बाद they will start thinking about the scholarship process. Suppose they give you 50% based on your GMAT score. You may never get 100% to start with, you may get it, okay? So because you opted for this, Arti's example, she must have opted for a need-based scholarship. Arshita's example, need-based. Need-based is different. Sometimes it could be merit-based, that your entire application, everything was so outstanding. But you should generally say need-based, number one. आपको गारंटी नहीं है कि आपको 100% मिलेगा इवन इफ यू हैव 100 परसेंटाइल शुरू में. सपोज यू आर ग्रांटेड 50% स्कॉलरशिप, then you have to do a scholarship negotiation application in which there is an interview also, there's a write up also, why you should be considered for more scholarship. There are three reasons normally that other schools have selected you and they're giving you more. So negotiation में ये होता है. दूसरा, that I need more, and second, I'm more deserving. And it's such an art to crack scholarship negotiation, and Autry trains you for all of that. I know, I mean, it's not an easy thing. Why would a school want to pay you more money anyway? Why would any school want to pay you more money? Just a second, guys. We, as the webinar is going on, we have someone scoring a 725 right now. 30 seconds back, I checked that. I generally don't check my phone with me. I checked it because I want to know whether Bhavi is going to be there soon or not. That is why. So you negotiate for the scholarship. In the negotiation round, it may reach 100%. If they like your application so much, and if your GMAT is already 100% type, you may be given 100% scholarship. For example, let's see, दो लोगों का देखते हैं, दोनों का score 100 percentile है यहाँ. It's not that. This girl also has 100 percentile. This girl also had 100 percentile. Why is it 75% here? In this case, she got the scholarship, which is given only to two people. Now, the third scholarship of 100 percentile is 100% is not directly available. What could Muskan have done? She could have negotiated with the school. Maybe she got 50 and then she negotiated, she got 75. If she had got 50 and if they had liked the conversation, they would have been able to give 100. Even this guy, if his score had been 100 percentile, he could have negotiated for 100% scholarship. कितना फर्क पड़ गया? कई लोगों की सैलरी 2-3 साल की होगी, 20-25 lakhs. उस लेवल का फर्क पड़ जाता है. आई एम नॉट सेइंग इट इज गुड और बैड, बट दिस इज व्हाट आई एम टॉकिंग अबाउट. So understand this. Let me just see who is the person here. I will see in case that person can also join us for 5-10 minutes. Natasha, are you there?
Yes, sir. I'm trying to invite Shreyas. This is Shreyas who's got a 725 score. He just
Just
reported.
now, right? I mean, he's
Yes,
informed
just
while
now.
the webinar is.
Shreyas Thakur. I'm
Okay,
trying to see if I can invite. Bave will be joining in about 5 minutes. I'll let you know what.
perfect. Let's see. So I've given you the process. You may never get a scholarship. You can still negotiate for some. There are many parameters based on which you negotiate. One is whether you have other admits and other schools, whether they are giving you a scholarship. That is a negotiation strategy. The other is proving your candidature. It's like taking the interview once again, but this time showcasing why I get a better. आप एक चीज समझो, for a business school, giving a scholarship is not some fun. Why would someone give you a scholarship? Let me break it down for you. Why would someone give you a scholarship? The school wants you more than you want the school. That is the only thing. if somebody is saying कि पैसे भी ले लो और मेरे पास आ भी जाओ, ये लो, everybody is dying to get into these schools. But if some school says take the money but still come to me, what does it mean? The school wants you more than you want the school. Be in such a negotiating position. You can do so by improving your score, by improving your story, that means your application, your reco, by improving your speaking in the interview. All these are coincidentally with this. How you speak in the interview, how you communicate. And it's not about prowess with, let's say language. It is about confidence, clarity, कोहरेंस. आपके आंसर आप 1 मिनट में दे सकते हो या 10 मिनट में आप रैम्बल कर रहे हो कोई चीज के लिए, ये सब चीजें हैं. आईएसबी में कई लोग इंटरव्यू लेवल पे रिजेक्ट हो रहे हैं क्योंकि कंपटीशन इज सो मच. सडनली पीपल आर सेइंग कि यूएस नहीं जाना, यूके नहीं जाना यहाँ. सो ऑब्वियसली एवरीबडी इज ट्राइंग. आईएसबी कंपटीशन इज माइंड बॉगलिंग राइट नाउ. यस. या Natasha, you had something?
No, no.
All right, go ahead.
Bhavi will join in 10 minutes and
Okay,
Shreyas will
good
be
enough.
joining in 15.
All right, great. So let's see. Shreyas has just scored, so I have no information about his background, etc. But great. Now I have one question. इतने सारे सक्सेस स्टोरीज आप डेली देखते हो, मेरे पास डेली आता है 100%. सम पीपल डोंट वांट टू बिलीव इन दिस. सम पीपल विल से अरे ये तो सब फेक स्टोरी है, ये तो किसी का, ये these people are lucky, these people, I mean, I just don't know what all. They do not realize that they were just like you as average. A person scoring 525 equivalent in one attempt goes on to score 100 percentile. Was that person special? You can imagine, no. So are these people inherently intelligent? I mean, this is where we really tend to disagree. किसी की अच्छी सक्सेस स्टोरी देखते हैं तो हमको अच्छा नहीं लगता है, बहुत सारे लोगों को. हमेशा बोला जाता है, वॉरेन बफेट से भी ये क्वेश्चन पूछा गया एक बार कि व्हाई डू यू थिंक पीपल डोंट बिकम सो रिच, एंड दे से बिकॉज दे रिजेंट, बिकॉज दे हेट द रिच. जिस चीज से आप नफरत करते हो वो आप कैसे अचीव करोगे, सोच के देखो. If you hate the people who get great scores just because you feel they got lucky or they were intelligent from the beginning, how will you attract that energy? And it's not law of manifestation I'm talking about. It's very basic, right? It's very basic like this. All right. So who is an ideal student? You are all students. You already know this. It's important for me to reiterate this because without the philosophy, nothing happens. Nothing. And you can just read if you're lazy, self-doubting, skeptical, and all of us are like this at some point in time. But during 3 months of GMAT prep, don't be like this. You will not succeed. Self-doubting, हर रोज पढ़ते टाइम होगा कि नहीं होगा, एक क्वेश्चन गलत हो गया, we go into depression. Like it is so bad. Skeptical कि नहीं नहीं ये एग्जाम ही नहीं है मेरे लिए, मैं कुछ और सोचता हूँ, मैं कैट दो. आप कैट दोगे तो क्या कैट आसान है? क्या IIM अहमदाबाद जाना आसान है कैट के थ्रू? ये देखो. You're okay being okay, it doesn't matter, let me just focus on my job, gradually I'll increase, I'll do this, I'll increase my money, I'll do some mutual funds. People have such wrong notions about things. आपका एक ही तरीका है आगे बढ़ने का लाइफ में, अपनी एक्चुअल इनकम बढ़ाना पड़ती है. पैसिव इनकम आएगी कहाँ से? एक्टिव ही नहीं होगी. इतनी रॉन्ग थ्योरीज हैं लोगों के बारे में, इतनी रॉन्ग थ्योरीज हैं अबाउट एवरीथिंग. To generate passive income, first you need a lot of active income. ऑब्वियस आंसर है ना वो. तो वो हर चीज ओके बीइंग ओके से तो अचीव नहीं. एंड यू कैन इवन, and the mindset is that I am the only one suffering, everybody is scoring, so many people tell me कितने लोगों का स्कोर आ रहा है, मेरा ही नहीं आ रहा है. तो ये आपका माइंडसेट ही गलत है फिर तो. I'll never be able to do this. And there's some reason you'll find to quit midway, which you will not be because you're attending this session, I'm hoping. Lack of worth also, sometimes we are afraid, अरे मेरा ये एग्जाम खराब हो गया, अरे मेरे मॉक्स में कभी स्कोर नहीं आते, मैं वैसे अटेम्प्ट, आई कैन अटेम्प्ट फ्रॉम ए पीडीएफ विदाउट अ टाइमर. This is not, and I had a bad experience at CAT. I had some aptitude test in college where I didn't perform. All of that was then. Now also, if you believe in the same story, and trust me, you might find it like motivation. It's not, because this is where we all are stuck somewhere or the other. Not all days, but some days all of us have this commentary going on, right? This is another thing. You can't be lacking ambition. ये तो हो ही नहीं सकता. मेरे, अगर आप सर्कल में हैं, मेरे सर्कल ऑफ इन्फ्लुएंस में एम्बिशन इज नॉट समथिंग यू कॉम्प्रोमाइज। कि ठीक है, जैसे डीयू और आईपी के स्टूडेंट्स मैंने देखा कि हमें तो 85% ही लाना है कैट में, हमें तो पता है कि हमारा आईएम्स में होना ही नहीं। इफ दिस इज योर स्टार्टिंग थॉट, आप सिम्बायोसिस भी नहीं जा पाओगे, आप एसपी जान भी नहीं जा पाओगे। स्टार्टिंग में ये कि आईएम तो है ही नहीं मेरे मेरे वो तो पॉसिबल ही नहीं। दिस इज नॉट द वे थिंग्स। Below average at something, it does not matter. I have been saying this again and again. Just step up your game genuinely, and you got to be a doer. रोज प्लान बनाते हैं, आपको गारंटी है। कुछ लोग जो मुझे सुन रहे हैं जिन्होंने 1 जन से सोचा होगा नए साल में तो मैं फोड़ दूंगा जी मैट, 2 दिन के बाद आप में बहुत सारे लोगों ने फॉलो ही नहीं किया वो प्लान। एक दिन भी शायद फॉलो नहीं किया। 5 दिन तक फॉलो किया है तो बता दो दिस इज फिफ्थ टुडे। इट इज नॉट पॉसिबल। दैट्स वेयर कंसिस्टेंसी इज। इट सीम्स वेरी बोरिंग कि क्या यार संदीप तुम वही कंसिस्टेंसी की बात करे जा रहे हो सालों से, बट दैट इज द वे। दैट इज द ओनली वे। 100 बार कोई चीज बोली जाए तो वो गलत नहीं हो जाती। जस्ट बिकॉज समथिंग इज ऑफ्ट रिपीटेड, जस्ट बिकॉज ऑफ दैट एंड दिस, so it is crucial. Ask yourself, are you in which you are on the left side sometimes, or you believe you're on the right side? Ask yourself. Let me open the chat window to ask you this first of all. Let me just ask, is let's understand the question and then please answer in the chat window. Despite knowing all the right things, sometimes are you stuck on the left column? Please tell me. Despite knowing everything, please tell me if you feel. I want to hear. आप देखो कितने लोग ये आंसर कर रहे हो। मुझे अच्छा नहीं लग रहा है ये आंसर सुन के, लेकिन इसका मतलब है सम रियलिटी चेक इज देयर। That's why these two, if success stories don't motivate you, you will never get to be a success. Great to know. More of a dreamer, so many people are saying, and so on and so forth. तो आपके सामने है, मैंने सबके लिए चैट ओपन किया हुआ है। I mean, some people are scoring as well. It's not that tough. It's, look at this. Even if a question goes wrong, I sort of freeze, especially in quant. Yes, Natasha, please tell me.
Bhavesh joined.
Okay, 1 second. Just 1 second. So let's meet him right now as I was talking to you about. So let's just invite Bhavik. And I hope you really get some strategy also, motivation also. I'll just stop the chat window for a moment, just a second, so that we can focus. In the meanwhile, please do not raise your hands or something. Bhave, are you there?
Hi, sir. Am I audible? Am I
Oh,
visible?
yes, absolutely. You seem to be in
Hello.
some cab or car or something.
Yeah, I'm actually in transit.
आप क्या जेड देने जा रहे हो? जेड की एग्जाम आपका
Yeah,
कोई?
yeah. I'm on the way to my center.
Oh, okay, okay. That's fantastic. Still, you could join. So, first of
Yes.
all, big congratulations. What a turnaround story, and that of faith, grit, and determination that I have to crack it within 2024. And trust me, जब मैंने आपका मैसेज देखा कि आप 12-14 घंटे काम करने के बाद भी 5 घंटे सुबह उठ के पढ़ रहे थे, it gave me shivers, it gave me goosebumps. So first of all, for everybody's benefit, how did this even happen, first thing, or how did you get this motivation to study this much? Please थोड़ा बताएं अपने बारे में.
Yeah. So I gave the GMAT in my this score I got in my second attempt. My
Right.
previous attempt was not that good. It was something like 580 in the classic edition, and then it shook me. I had two options: either to be mediocre, apply in a very average college, and go on with my normal life, or either change everything. I heard a sentence from you in one of your classes. You're either in the top 1% or you're not. And for me to get there, I knew I had to sacrifice a lot of things. First off, social media, I was off from it. During my job, I was frequently traveling, so I had to find some time. And once I was not, those were a few lucky days for me. The working hours were crazy. It was like 12 to 14 hours a day. And I had to find some time somehow or the other. And I had prepared for the classic edition, and the edition changed. Hence, I had to prepare for DI again.
Mhm.
Maths was my strong part, although the questions were very tricky. As you said, the questions are made to confuse you. I had to practice a lot. I mean, every day. Even if I skipped 2 days of maths, every of my concepts were gone. And for verbal, it was a nightmare. The octave really, really, really helped. I suggest everyone to blindly follow it for any exam you're giving. Octave is a trademark which can never go wrong. I had to practice about more than 300 questions of RC and CR so as to get a click. And yes, magics don't happen. Magic will never happen. Will never happen on the test day. If I was scoring 730 or 720 on the mocks, then only I was confident. Else, I was not confident, and I was sure that if I don't get a good score in mocks, I might not get it in the GMAT. It's a very costly exam.
Right, right. I mean,
I couldn't
literally, that's right. Yes.
I couldn't give it again and again.
Mhm.
So really, the Octave method helped me, and the know the world videos really gave me a catch on how the test taker is thinking, on how they are trying to confuse us. I will really suggest before starting the prep, everyone should take a look on the Know the World series. That would be a game changer. And I'm really looking forward if I can attend it live. Uh, it would be great for me.
Okay, Bhavi, please just to change the tone a little, tell me when you decided to study 5 hours, was it even possible? Because you would be underslept, I guess. It will be very difficult to push your mind and body 5 hours every day in the morning, starting at 5 a.m. and then working for 12 to 14 hours. Maybe you were traveling, as we said, travel for work. How did you really get in this zone that less sleep will do, less entertainment will do, everything I can sacrifice, including my sleep, but I will really get this score because this is impossible. जो आपका देखा मैंने बहुत टफ लगा मुझे कि यार 5 to 10 कोई पढ़ रहा है सुबह सुबह वो बताइए प्लीज थोड़ा सा
Difficult days were there. I'm not thinking I had to study. I was up at 5 every morning. Difficult days were there. I used to give myself a break for a day or two, but on those days I kept on devising the easy concepts. Like I used to do coordinate geometry, which was the easiest thing to me. I toned down on the hard concepts, and yes, for example, let's say on a Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, I was maintaining my schedule and I was totally tired. On Thursday, I gave myself a break. I saw some videos on the YouTube channel of TOP that really kept me moving. It was not a easy journey. I had to sacrifice either two things: my dream to get to Harvard, my dream to get to Wharton, my dream for a perfect score, or I could have sacrificed my social life. When I say social life, I mean social media, not the social life.
right
Social media was a dropping Instagram was the best thing. I'm not gonna lie. Dropping Instagram helped me a lot. The it was a Instagram was a brain rot for me. I had to drop that. I had to drop some several other things which were not helping me in either way because those things kept me going in my previous set, which I
right
didn't want to do this time.
right. Bhavik, a couple of more things. Precisely because verbal was your weak point. How did you study for verbal actually? CNCR, if you can break down, and then how did you utilize the mock portal? Just
Yes,
दोनों
yes.
चीजों पे थोड़ा बताइए.
So I had those PDFs of general question and 700 to 800 level questions.
Right.
My motto was first to get rid of the general questions. I made a error log. I went a level beyond the error log. I even put some reminders on my phone to check question number 3 of RC12, to check question number 11 of RC8. And I didn't moved on before I got the answer right because I knew if I will leave this, it was a fear in my mind. What if this same concept comes in again? Double negation or the negation part comes in or the trap question comes up again. I had to get perfect on the general questions. And then during the last 60 days, I went on to the 700, 800 level questions. I also took a elongated holiday from my office. It was about 11 days just before the exam, wherein I did all the 700, 800 PDF again for RC and CR both,
Right.
including the my mistakes from my previous
Right.
general questions.
अच्छा. एक बार और portal, how did you use?
Portal,
Did it
portal was I was aware that in the during the test, it would not be like if I'll give a RC section verbal, it will be ended. I always gave a full length test, no matter what. I tried my sectional test just for practice, but during the last 60 days, I made sure I give the full length test. At times, I felt that I can't do it. Let me drop it. About if I got 4 to 5 questions wrong, I knew it was wrong. It was wrong. I always thought, okay, छोड़ देते हैं, अगले बार देखेंगे. This was my thought process during my previous attempt. This
Mhm.
time I knew some hard work at this time might bore some fruits during the final day. And as I knew कि magic नहीं होने वाला, जादू नहीं होने वाला. अगर आज if today I'm unable to get the score on the test, I just can't.
Right, right, right. Okay, and another thing is, how many days did it finally take you to get to this level? मतलब कितना आपको इतना टाइम लगा कि यार अब हो गया, जिस दिन ये फील हुआ कि चलो अब तो एग्जाम दे सकता हूँ मैं, मुझे कॉन्फिडेंस आ गया इससे? और डिड यू डिसाइड कि 2024 को मुझे 25 में कन्वर्ट नहीं करना है, मुझे 24?
Yes, yes, I had this the second one. Uh, Basically, I tagged 2024 as my transformational year. I had my folder structure created. I had my wallpaper set in my phone and my laptop in my PC. This is my year. This is my final year of being in the
Mhm.
not top 1%. And yeah, answering the first question, took it took about 30, 35, 40 days at least to get to that level. Ki, haan, I saw the answer clicking right in front of my eyes. Basically, the answer, because of the verify option,
Hmm.
AVE, I knew there are two options. The probability was 50%. I eliminated the three options. And the verify part helped me in the last 60 days as well.
Also, yeah. One last thing here, people, no matter how good they are with math, they still struggle a lot with DI. They
Hmm. Yeah.
almost everybody struggles. So what is it that you did differently that let's say DI also worked out for you? Because DI is a different beast and it doesn't work out for most people, generally
Yes.
speaking. Yeah.
For DI, sir, I can't say I didn't had a strong like the verbal helped me. The verbal part and the quant part definitely helped me. But the MSR sections, I saw one set of MSR in my exam, and practice is the only key. Practice is the only key. No matter how good you are at maths, no matter if you're working at a financial firm, the DI section will throw you off if you have not practiced the MSR, the option setup, and DI may practice was the only thing that helped me out.
अच्छा, थोड़ा एग्जाम एक्सपीरियंस बताओ अपना. फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल, व्हाट इज द ऑर्डर यू चोज एंड डिड यू फाइंड एनीथिंग टोटली अनयूजुअल ऑन योर एग्जाम? एंड दिस इज वन क्वेश्चन आई ऑलवेज आस्क, सो बताइए प्लीज.
Yes. So I had been practicing my mocks in the same flow, quant, DI, verbal, in the section in which I was strongest and till the weakest. In the exam set also, I chose the same quant, DI, verbal. The quant was adaptable. It went tough by the end. I had a profit loss question which I didn't practice or I forgot, which didn't go well, and a few geometry questions which threw me off track. Verbal was the same. It felt like I had a hack. Can't tell, but every answer came to me easily in verbal, being the toughest section for me. And in DI, initially there was no MSR or different sections, but in the end I got two. In the end, I got two MSR questions, due to which I had to drop a few questions. No, I can't say drop, but आखिरी के two were tough. But the timer was clicking, I had to move on.
राइट. So you would say nothing really unusual compared to what you had studied in a way, I mean, more or less, broadly you would say
More
that.
or less 99% yes.
अच्छा, मैंने थोड़ा काउंटर इंट्यूटिव क्वेश्चन पूछना चाहता हूँ आपसे. If so many people are preparing
Mhm.
and you were also on one of the most average sides, obviously 580 equivalent 525, लोग आज क्या कर सकते हैं जो आपने स्पेशल किया जो दूसरे लोग नहीं कर रहे हैं? ये बताइए, व्हाट इज इट दैट पीपल कैन एक्चुअली डू to turn around their story. And I want to hear from you because people will relate it more than coming from a teacher. It is always better to hear from a fellow GMAT taker who they feel and they can relate to कि हाँ ये person भी बहुत एवरेज या वीक ही था, ऐसा कुछ नहीं, कुछ मिराकुलस था पहले से। तो पहले बताइए कि व्हाट दे कैन डू एक्चुअली, जो आपने किया कुछ पॉजिटिव।
So, firstly, motivation comes from within. If they have made up their mind कि मुझसे नहीं हो पाएगा, then तो even the God can't come and help them. So, firstly, I had an option. My life had to change at some point. I had to change my life at some point. And had I done it later on in my 40s or 50s, time नहीं रहता. The thing which I'll suggest is consistency is the only way in which you can make sure that you find your path. It's like it's like a exponential curve. Starting mein everyone will fail, every answer will be wrong because the test is made that way. But at some point it will be exponentially up. No matter how many answers you do wrong, no matter how many hours you have spent on one question, don't move on until you get it right. It's like set of 25 questions which you have to do on a daily basis to make sure you are adaptable on the test day. Questions will go wrong. Don't dishearten yourself. Mocks are made to test your analytical thinking and the knowledge before the test.
तो
Analyze your mocks.
बेसिकली डेप्थ को ही सब्सटैंशिएट
हाँ,
करना, डेप्थ इज द
yes,
कि जे
depth.
कभी भी कितना भी टाइम लगे आगे मत बढ़ो जब तक वो क्वेश्चन परमानेंटली आपके पॉकेट में नहीं आ जाए।
Yes, yes. Like you have to be perfect at that topic to move on. Unless you're not perfect, don't move on.
All right, so this is a splendid achievement, and I must congratulate you all over
Thank you, sir.
again. And let's meet and let's really talk
Sure
once
can.
at length. And अगर मैं another world कर रहा हूँ तो on location I'll definitely call you.
हाँ, हाँ.
And in Delhi, if I'm doing this again, all the very best. And for the
Thank you,
exam
sir.
that you're taking right now, all the very
Thank you,
best
sir.
for that
Thank
as
you.
well. Right, right. Okay, Bhavin. And superb talking to you. Genuinely felt super awesome. Yeah, bye bye.
Thank you, sir. Bye-bye.
Yes. Let's see. Okay. Natasha, if you're there, let me know.
Shreyas hasn't joined yet. I will let you know when he joins. Thank you.
Right. Shreyas is there, I guess, right now. Is that the Shreyas we're talking about? I think yes. So, okay. Can you just check? He's Shreyas Yadav. I mean, I'm not even sure about his name. And so, Shreyas, can you hear my voice? Hello. You have a co-host access. So you have the mic access.
Yes, sir, I can hear you.
Okay, great, great. So let me pin you as well. All right. So can you just start your camera, Trace?
Yes, sir.
All right. So first of all, I just came to know about your score right when we were doing this webinar during this. So I do
Yes,
not
sir.
know about you, but outstanding, I came to know you were in the 400, some 19 percentile, 19 and 19 से 99 मतलब मैं क्या कहूँ, इतना खुश हूँ 725। तो ये सच है क्या पहली बात कि you were at 19 percentile and you have now gone to 99? Please tell me.
Sir, I started from 545.
Hmm.
So, and in the second attempt, it took me a lot of time. I took around 6 months proper dedicated to this. There were so many down moments. I joined most of your uh, other sessions apart from the classes. I went through. So I'm a lawyer by profession.
Mhm.
So I had especially too much difficulty on the quant side of things. I hadn't taken up maths for a very long while, and
Mhm.
I've been practicing for a while. So specifically, that was very difficult for me. And even after the quant thing, apart from the quant thing, I thought that I'll be very good with the verbal. But until I was made aware of the octave technique, I
Mhm.
I I figured that my score of 545 was so low because actually I did not know how to read through those things and properly analyze those things. So I guess I went from 545 to 725 in 6 months' time. It was all thanks to your techniques. And more important than the techniques I found was that uh, the belief that you instilled in me and all your students that this can be done. That was the most important thing for me. I did not in my own self believe that I will be the person who will be joining a future webinar and I will be telling other people that yeah,
Right.
we can do this.
आई नो सो
This
मेनी
can
पीपल
be done.
मुझे कई बार बड़ी हंसी आती है सुन के, और ऐसा नहीं, रॉन्ग सेंस में, कि यार कई लोग बोलते हैं कि आई वांट टू बी इन योर वेबिनार, लेट मी स्कोर एंड लेट मी कम, बट दैट्स गुड इफ इट वर्क्स एज मोटिवेशन, नथिंग नथिंग इज रॉन्ग इफ इट वर्क्स. तो थोड़ा बताइए, हाउ डिड यू एस क्वांट, बिकॉज बीइंग अ लॉयर, आई मीन यू आर नॉट इवन फ्रॉम प्योर कॉमर्स, फॉरगेट इंजीनियरिंग. सो हाउ डिड यू एस क्वांट, एंड कैन यू गिव सम टिप्स, प्रैक्टिकल टिप्स टू पीपल कि क्या करना चाहिए, क्योंकि क्वांट में बहुत लोग स्ट्रगल करते हैं, आप भी जानते हो, तो बताइए थोड़ा सा.
सर क्वांट में मेरे साथ सबसे ज्यादा प्रॉब्लम पहले मैंने जो पहला अटेम्प्ट दिया था आई यूज टू डू इट इन द सेम मैनर जैसे मैं क्लास 12 तक करता था. तो आई यूज टू सी अ क्वेश्चन एंड देन आई वुड ट्राई टू ट्रांसफर दैट क्वेश्चन इनटू सम न्यूमेरिकल टर्म्स कि अच्छा क्वेश्चन क्या कहना चाह रहा है और व्हाट इज इट आस्किंग. सो आई यूज टू स्पेंड टू मच टाइम ऑन ईच क्वेश्चन.
हम्म.
फिर थ्रू इट टुक मी अ लॉट ऑफ प्रैक्टिस, अ लॉट ऑफ पेशेंस कि अ, फिर मैंने आपको करते हुए बाकी सारे वीडियोस में भी देखा कि आई डोंट हैव टू फोकस ऑन एवरीथिंग दैट इज गिवन इन द क्वेश्चन. आई हैव टू रियली फोकस डाउन एंड पिन डाउन कि एक्चुअली पूछ क्या रहे हैं और डू आई इवन नीड टू पिक अप द पेन फॉर आंसरिंग दिस. फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल पहले तो मैं बिल्कुल ही वैसे करता था कि अच्छा लाइक वी यूज्ड टू डू वर्ड प्रॉब्लम्स इन स्कूल कि ओके दिस इज गिवन, दिस इज गिवन, दिस इज
और
गिवन,
लोग
दिस
तो
इज
क्वेश्चन भी लिख देते हैं स्कूल में, तो कि
आस्क्ड.
क्वेश्चन को कॉपी कर लेते हैं. तो या आई
तो
रिमेम्बर. या.
इट यूज्ड टू बी लाइक दैट बट बहुत ज्यादा उस पे बार बार प्रैक्टिस किया एंड आई जब व्हेन आई वाज प्रैक्टिसिंग तब भी मुझे ये प्रॉब्लम होती थी कि आई फेल्ट लाइक इफ आई एम नॉट राइटिंग इट डाउन तो मैं समझ नहीं रहा क्वेश्चन को.
हम्म.
तो इट टुक मी अ लॉट ऑफ प्रैक्टिस एंड अ लॉट ऑफ पहले वाली चीज को अनलर्न करना वाज वेरी डिफिकल्ट फॉर मी और
This is a
वो
mindset
प्रैक्टिस किया.
also, that you have to challenge yourself not to write, not to do too much work, not to do. So I'm very glad you did. And DI mein, what did you do? Because DI section is a nightmare for people, generally speaking. So what was your challenge? First of all, what did you do to, undo that challenge? And how did you
सर
eventually score? Yeah.
सर द एंटायर challenge for me in the entire exam was being able to focus on what exactly the question is asking. मैं बहुत ज़्यादा distract हो जाता था कि ओके ये भी है, ये भी है, ये भी है. आई मुझे मेरे लिए चैलेंज वही था कि आई एम नॉट एबल टू फोकस कि एक्चुअली पूछ क्या रहे हैं. तो फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल जब मैंने वो ऑक्टेव वर्बल के लिए जब ऑक्टेव का प्रैक्टिस स्टार्ट किया और उसको अप्लाई करना स्टार्ट किया देन आई स्टार्टेड दैट ओपनड अप अ न्यू वे ऑफ थिंकिंग फॉर मी कि ओके देयर माइट बी सो मेनी थिंग्स गिवन इन द पैसेज एंड देयर माइट बी सो मेनी थिंग्स गिवन अदरवाइज, लेकिन मुझे किन चीजों पे फोकस करना है. तो वो क्वांट का लर्निंग हेल्प मी इन जो वो वर्बल का लर्निंग हेल्प मी इन क्वांट and it also helped me with the DI section as well कि actually पूछ क्या रहे हैं, that focus, that crystal clear focus कि okay there even in the question even if testing conditions are different, I get that, लेकिन मैं I was getting too panicky first of all. लेकिन फिर प्रैक्टिस करते 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 I got to a point where I could see through the question and I was able to focus कि अच्छा ये पूछ रहे हैं, ये आंसर है. It and I attended one of your other webinars and I saw and I actually realized that कि उतना टाइम होता है. It's just me making my or making my time or my time management worse if I'm not able to do
Right.
that.
Right. सो आई जस्ट समराइज, बिकॉज थोड़ा सा आपने जो बोला है, थोड़ा सा मैं उसको क्लैरिफाई कर देता हूँ ऑडियंस के लिए हमारे. द वन थिंग दैट इज, देर इज अ dense jungle of information in DI, and a lot of it is not necessary. You have to become pinpointed. You can become pinpointed by being very good at RC and CR. And most people don't relate कि RC अच्छा है तो DI कैसे अच्छा हो जाएगा. But trust me, if your RC and CR instincts become very good, you will automatically take those to the DI section. So become pinpointed. That's why the technique in SPAR, I always say first thing is skim. A lot of information is useless. A lot. Not skim in verbal, not in quant, but in DI you can actually skim a lot. So that's a great learning for everybody in case they want to implement. There's one more thing I want to ask. How did you use the portal resources and then how your exam actually turned out this time? थोड़ा बताइए क्योंकि अभी लिखा होगा आपने तो अभी स्कोर आया तो शायद कल कब कब दिया था एग्जाम 2-3 दिन पहले ही दिया था कल दिया कब
नहीं
दिया
नहीं, तो दिया था एक हफ्ता हो गया, 1 वीक।
ओके ओके ग्रेट सो बताइए हाउ डिड यू यूज द पोर्टल रिसोर्सेज हाउ डिड दे हेल्प यू आरसी यू ऑलरेडी टोल्ड ऑक्टेव सो लेट मी नॉट रीट्रेट बिकॉज वो सभी लोग बोलते हैं मैं वो वाली चीज जानना चाहता हूँ जिससे एवरीबडी कैन बेनिफिट राइट सो या पोर्टल प्लस योर टेस्टिंग एक्सपीरियंस
So, sir, portal was specifically helpful to me in two ways. जितने भी टॉपिक वाइज थे, आई मेड श्योर कि किसी भी टॉपिक पे वो डेप्थ क्रिएट हो, वो टॉपिक के ऊपर मुझे पूरा होल्ड हो। इफ देयर आर क्वेश्चंस दैट आर 500 लेवल क्वेश्चंस और 700 लेवल क्वेश्चंस हैं अगर उस टॉपिक पे, तो आई मेड श्योर कि आई नो ईच क्वेश्चंस। और मेरा एरर लॉग शीट इन दिस वो हेल्प मी अ लॉट कि I used to do a lot of topic based question, then I used to maintain this error log, और उसके उसके बाद जा जाके I made sure that I had that depth and that grip on every topic. Apart from that, sir, portal also helped me with the with easing with the exam process. मैं पोर्टल पे भी आई यूज टू गिव फुल मॉक टेस्ट, पूरा 4 और 5 आई गिव कि आई गेट यूज टू, बिकॉज फर्स्ट जब पहला एग्जाम आई गिव तो उसमें मैं काफी टाइम बाद एग्जाम दे रहा था, तो मैं थोड़ा फ्लस्टर्ड हो जाता था एंड आई यूज्ड टू बी कि ओके अभी तो अ, करना है बहुत प्रेशर फील करता था। लेकिन वो प्रेशर को ईज करने के लिए पोर्टल को मैंने बहुत ज्यादा यूज किया और उसको ईज में ले आया। गिविंग एन एग्जाम, गिविंग द जीमैट वुड वाज लाइक अनदर मॉक सेशन फॉर मी।
राइट Also, did you find something unusual on the exam and what were your percentiles in each? मैंने अभी वो report नहीं देखी है. Have been given, but I'm here, so I'm not checking my phone for the report. But first of all, what was the order, and did you find something genuinely unusual on the exam? Please.
So to be honest, the order was first I gave quant, then DI, and then
Verbal.
uh, verb address.
ठीक है.
Uh, Apart from that, sir, I genuinely did not feel a very difficult thing for the exam because I was in that zone. I had practiced a lot to be that calm in those 2.5 hours, that I could not be bothered. I was at peace. I was completely focused on what was there on the screen, what I need to answer.
Hmm.
So the exam session was not really difficult, that difficult for me. It was a little difficult in the sense that my first attempt, I went to the center, and for the second attempt, I was giving it online. So the process before starting online, that I had to showcase them around
Hmm.
that was a little challenging for me because that threw me off a little bit.
So you were not looking at Indian schools because ISB ने बोला है कि सेंटर एग्जाम ही लेंगे तो आपने शायद ऑनलाइन सोच के दिया था ना कि बाहर ही जाना है फिर आपको कुछ ऐसा
Yes, sir. Yes,
ठीक
sir.
है
Yes, sir.
Superb, Shreyas. We will continue this conversation in one more interview because I have to carry on with the session. But I'm so happy. I don't know. Somebody wrote in the chat window to us that you had a 19 percentile or something. Maybe it was for someone else. Sorry. So you started with 545 is what you're saying, and then
Yes,
got
sir.
got to 725, which is an extraordinary score, and you can absolutely aim any scholarship also with that, not just an admission. All the very best, and very soon I'd conduct another interview very properly with your score report, etc. But brilliant, brilliant. Thank you for joining. Thank you very
Thank
much.
you, sir. Thank you, sir.
So,
Thank you for it.
yeah. So everyone, before we press on with the session, let me just see, because आपके लिए session है, मेरे लिए नहीं है. तो मैं पूछना चाहता हूँ कि क्या लर्निंग रहा आपके दोनों से. व्हाट वाज एग्जैक्टली योर लर्निंग, बिकॉज विदाउट दैट इट्स ऑब्वियसली ऑफ नो यूज फ्रैंकली. सो Just tell me what have been your learnings in the chat window from the two interviews. And please, some people will obviously don't, they will not bother, they'll drop out. I am looking for this. क्या ये लोग बहुत स्पेशल थे? मुझे पहली बात तो ये बताइए, आपको लगता है कि दे वर जेन्युइनली वेरी स्पेशल पीपल इन टर्म्स ऑफ जी मैट? ओके, दे मे बी स्पेशल इन टर्म्स ऑफ देयर करियर, जो भी। एक बंदा मैथ में बहुत वीक है, एक वर्बल में बहुत वीक है। I genuinely want to hear, because see, we don't do these things for us. We do it for, आप लोगों ने सबने मुझे पहले से ही पैसा दिया हुआ है, तो मुझे कुछ एडवर्टाइज नहीं करना है, कुछ नहीं करना। I just want to make sure that you genuinely take the right lessons from this. It's great to be really reading these messages, because they tell you also that it is not some fake luck that happens or something like that. Both were genuinely consistent. That's it. That's really it. It can be done, right? First thing, I want to ensure saying this probably the 100th or the 1000th time. All of you, please listen. I'll stop this chat discussion now because we got the message. If you feel that only very special people can get a 99 or 100 percentile, I want to bust that myth. It has nothing to do with your current level of intelligence. Obviously you will not believe it, because जब आपका स्कोर नहीं आता आपको लगता है मुझसे ही नहीं हो रहा, बाकी सबसे हो रहा है, वो लोग बहुत इंटेलिजेंट हैं। ये जो थॉट है ये इतना गलत है, इतना गलत है, आई कांट इवन रिमोटली स्टार्ट टेलिंग यू। It is really never about people who are already great. And you have seen two examples. One person's score came while you were in the session, while I was in the session. I was checking कि भाभी ने join किया कि नहीं, that's why I had to check my phone. And in the meanwhile I saw, okay, there's this person Shreyas who scored. So guys, it is definitely possible. And the difference is only one, that these people were consistent, these people believed in the process, these people believed in the plan, they did not ask for another plan, these people were very in depth, they'd never moved on to the next question. Everything as I've been saying. Are they inherently more intelligent? I hope the answer is loud and clear in front of you. The answer is no. And who is an ideal student we were discussing? Let's see. मैं हमेशा मानता हूँ, मुझे स्पून फीडिंग करने की कभी आदत नहीं है कि नहीं सब हो जाएगा, रोज रोज मोटिवेट करो, वीडियो बनाओ, ये इन सब से अगर कुछ होता तो मैं वही करता ना। मुझे तो स्कोर लाना है आपके लिए, मेरा जॉब एज ए टीचर आपको स्कोर दिलाना। अगर उससे कुछ होता कि रोज रोज आपको मोटिवेट, इससे नहीं होता। एंड कब लाइफ में सीखोगे यार? कौन डंडा लेके खड़ा रहेगा जब कॉर्पोरेट में काम नहीं करोगे, अपना स्टार्टअप चलाओगे, आप नहीं चलाओगे नहीं होगा कुछ। सो ये लाओ ना। मैं हमेशा बोलता हूँ कि इलॉन मस्क जो $500 बिलियन, $500 बिलियन बन गया है, उसको रोज सुबह उठ के कौन प्लान देता है कि तुम्हारा ये काम है, ये 8 चीज हो जाना चाहिए, टिक लगा के शाम को रिपोर्ट सबमिट करनी है। आपको क्यों चाहिए कोई खड़ा रहे आपके ऊपर, बार बार बोलता रहे? कितने लोग लिखते हैं कि नो, आई डोंट बिलीव इन एनी अकाउंटेबिलिटी पार्टनर। यार ये गलत है, ये थॉट ही गलत है। नॉट दैट आई डोंट वांट टू गिव, आई हैव अ ह्यूज टीम ऑफ फैकल्टी मेंबर्स हु कैन हेल्प यू विद दिस, बट इट डजंट वर्क जब तक खुद ओनरशिप नहीं लोगे। क्या मैं उसको फोन करता था सुबह 5 बजे की, रोज उठो भाभी? मेरे को उसका नाम भी नहीं पता था कल तक, मैं सच बता रहा हूँ, नहीं पता था वो। आई डोंट इवन नो टिल नाउ, बोथ ऑफ देम वर सेल्फ फेस्ड और लाइव स्टूडेंट्स, टिल नाउ आई डोंट नो हु गिव्स देम अ प्लान। आप कभी तो अपनी लाइफ में एक अकाउंटेबिलिटी लेना शुरू करोगे। एंड द कोर्स वर्क्स ओनली इफ यू वर्क, देयर इज नो मैजिक, नन। We have seen it, somebody who receives 535 and 735, डिफरेंस तो पर्सन में ही है, क्योंकि उसी पर्सन का 525 भी आया और उसी पर्सन का 735 भी आया। आप दो फ्रेंड्स साथ में ज्वाइन करोगे, दोनों को सेम मटेरियल मिलेगा, सेम क्लासेस, सेम सपोर्ट। और मैं बार बार कह रहा हूं कि बस एक अकाउंटेबिलिटी ले लो। There will be very depressing moments. You will feel, no, my score has plateaued. I just can't go beyond this score. It is, I've done everything. If this is the thought all of these people also had, I'm sure they would be in a different situation. There is no difference. मेरी साइड से तो कोई डिफरेंस ही नहीं है। और आप ये भी नहीं बोल सकते कि यार ये लोग तो बहुत इंटेलिजेंट, तो फिर यार एक ही जगह फिंगर पॉइंट होती है यार, एक ही जगह होती है। अगर मेरी गलती है तो मैं मानता हूँ ना, मेरी गलती, मेरी मतलब नॉट एज ए टीचर, कहीं मेरी गलती है लाइफ में तो मुझे मानना पड़ेगी दिस। And it's just the effort. It's just that consistent effort. हर साल एक दो लोग बहुत एक्सेप्शनल ज्वाइन करते हैं हमको, मैं बिल्कुल नहीं कह रहा हूँ कि सब लोग बहुत एवरेज होते हैं. मैंने लास्ट ईयर का डेटा निकाल के देखा. देयर वाज ओनली वन स्टूडेंट कॉल्ड दिव्यांश गुप्ता और समथिंग, और दिव्यांश अग्रवाल, हु गॉट 765 or 755. आई कैन से ही वाज वेरी गुड राइट फ्रॉम द बिगिनिंग. आईआईटी दिल्ली का स्टूडेंट था. इसके अलावा एवरी सिंगल पर्सन आई और माय टीममेट्स हैव इंटरव्यूड, ऑल ऑफ देम सेड वी वर एवरेज एक्सेप्ट वन स्टूडेंट. एवरी ईयर एक दो स्टूडेंट होते हैं, उनको शायद हमारी ट्रेनिंग की जरूरत भी नहीं थी, वो खुद ही कर लेते शायद. दे जस्ट जॉइंट. मैम बीइंग वेरी ऑनेस्ट, बट फोकस तो देना पड़ेगा. ये तो बिल्कुल नहीं. ऑल्सो सम पीपल आर आस्किंग कि आईएसबी वाईएल के लिए जो जा रहे हैं, आईएसबी के लिए जो लोग रेगुलर प्रोग्राम के लिए जा रहे हैं, कैट इज नॉट एन ऑप्शन. प्लीज, आई जस्ट वांट टू क्लैरिफाई. For YL, CAT is also one of the options. So please be clear about this if you are a young candidate and if you're looking for it. ये option बन गया है अभी के लिए. The score that they're looking for is 95 plus at least ISB के लिए. The implications are this. मैंने कैट के लिए बहुत ट्रेनिंग की है, आपको शायद नहीं पता हो. जस्ट शोइंग यू सो दैट आई कैन टेल यू दैट इट इज ऑल्सो एन ऑप्शन. दैट आई एम नॉट सेइंग वेदर यू शुड गो फॉर कैट और नॉट. मेनी पीपल एनीवे, बोला जाए नहीं, दे एनीवे गो. So this was long back when I used to regularly write. This was for CAT 2005-6. And look at the date here. This is 2006. And I used to really be a regular contributor to Education Times, etc. And I've been training for the CAT for the longest time possible. I started my career as a CAT trainer. So if you ever need some guidance also कि मुझे ये देना है नहीं देना है, my answer is CAT should not be a straightforward choice for you, because then you are limiting your future chances for 1 year MBA. Number one. तो थोड़ा देख लेना इस चीज को. Just carry on. What are some of the lessons from the toppers? This section can be very fast now because we have anyway heard from them. Last 14 months, I've been listening to all these people who've scored a wonderful 199 percentile. 100 अभी आपने सुना, 99 भी अभी आपने सुना. 1735, 1725. First thing, don't study with panic as your default mode. That मेरे पास 10 दिन है, ISB R3 आ रहा है, अब तो इस बार तो करना ही पड़ेगा, एक साल नहीं तो चला जाएगा. Nobody bothers. The exam doesn't bother whether you have only 10 days to study. I have never seen even one person who was panicky and has still aced it. Okay, another thing. People who again and again ask me, give me a plan. What is the defect in the plan given to you? Ask these people. इनसे पूछना जाके, आपको तो LinkedIn प्रोफाइल भी बता चली जाएगा. श्रेयस यादव, you can find. Yeah, the other person whose LinkedIn also I shared. Did these people actually bother me कि मुझे प्लान दो रोज रोज? जो प्लान दिया है वो हमने 25+ years के एक्सपीरियंस के बाद we have distilled and perfected. It works brilliantly and I don't mind giving you a plan, but I'll end up giving you the same plan which I've already given. तो ये चीज तो है बिल्कुल. And another thing, आप अकाउंटेबिलिटी कब लेना शुरू करो? Every person who fails has this line: I don't know what I'm doing wrong. How can you not know? How can you not know? How can you? I mean, if I say I don't know what you're doing wrong, that is correct because I don't know about you, but you know about yourself. I don't know where I'm going wrong. It is, and I don't want to disown my responsibility, guys. We really have to own up. This is not the right line. The first person who knows where you went wrong is you. कोई भी मॉक टेस्ट लिखोगे, क्या आपको नहीं समझ में आएगा कहाँ कहाँ गलती हो रही है? हाउ कैन यू इवन यूज दिस लाइन? दिस इज अ लूजर्स लाइन because you want to shift the blame to someone else. I don't know what went wrong on the exam day. You get such a detailed score report for each question. How can we even say this thing? How can I still get a great score if I skip some bits? If this was the case, why would I give you so much material? I should give you less material if less material works. So that is the point here. Again, you may take a shortcut, you will not succeed. Another, we have already seen this कि ये बंदा मुकुल, जिसका आप इंटरव्यू जरूर सुनना हमारे चैनल पे. एक मुकुल और एक प्रांजल, ये दो Both of them super average, both of them scoring 745. And this guy said, I used to study 12 to 14 hours a day. The other guy said 16 to 17 hours. I did not even leave my room. And why I say, because he says I was weak at all sections. I am not saying. And he cracked it in about a month's time. This is possible. Portal ka, many people have said it. If you ask me, does this really make a difference? Some people don't like to even write the first mock test. उनको डर लगता है, लेकिन कितना हेल्प किया है mock portal.
So I think so the mocks which are there on the portal.
This goes on. I'm not here to tell you about this. We have also updated our mock portal based on the feedback we get, and Jan 1st was our next revamp. If you already are a student, you don't have to bother. अपने आप ही updated version मिलता जाएगा आपको. Sometimes the questions are updated, sometimes the solutions are updated, sometimes the strategies are updated. Everything that we receive, we did an update even on 1st December. We have done an update, but you don't have to bother. If you're a student, you will anyway get all the access automatically. There's a policy update that you must have heard about. We have stopped giving extensions to our courses because extension by definition means the old course, and the old course we have removed because a lot had to change in the course based on the feedback. एक feedback था कि DI शुरू से पढ़ाना चाहिए आपको. हमने वो करा है from the batches that start in Jan. Every session will contain some DI, quant with DI, verbal with DI. DI की अलग class की जरूरत ही नहीं, and we will not teach. So that is one. In critical reasoning, there are some things that we have updated, the way to think everything, because we got some feedback that okay, on the GMAT CR में बहुत मुश्किल आ रही है. One more small announcement: if you want to talk, if your course is active, तो कोई जरूरत ही नहीं, you don't have to re-enroll. And this is not a financial reason I'm saying, it is just because we had to do this, because extension will mean the old course, and the old course is definitely less effective. Okay, another thing, if you want to meet people from INSEAD particularly, and there are some 23rd rate really bad business schools coming. If you're in any of these cities, in early February, there are 3 events happening. One event happening in 3 cities. If you want, you can go and talk to people from INSEAD. If this is on your radar, definitely do this. You've heard this guy's story. It's worth repeating here. And this is not a motivation session, but this is where we are going wrong. अगर 6 अटेम्प्ट देने के बाद भी 600 स्कोर नहीं आए, तो पहली बात तो किसी को मोटिवेशन होगा क्या कि 7th अटेम्प्ट देना? मुझे तो नहीं होगा. मैं तो मतलब दूसरे अटेम्प्ट के बाद ही शायद कि यार नहीं, मेरे बस की चीज नहीं है, कुछ और करेंगे. दैट्स द नॉर्मल थॉट, एंड आई विल नॉट से आई एम गोइंग टू परसिस्ट लाइक दिस. 2 साल 12 लाख रुपए खर्च करने के बाद 600 भी स्कोर नहीं आया, और उसके बाद व्हेन ही जॉइंड हिज ड्रीम स्कोर वाज 645. नॉन मैथ, नॉन इंजीनियरिंग बैकग्राउंड. और एक बात सोचो, कोई भी ट्रेनिंग ज्वाइन किया उसने, could he have been a super intelligent student? And he joined probably 12 different trainings, 12 different personal tutors, this that. कोई न्यूयॉर्क से कोई पढ़ा रहा है उसको, कोई कुछ. सारे जो रेगुलर कोर्सेज हैं तो उसने ले ही लिए थे, सारे मॉक्स, सारे सब कुछ. That means he was not sharp, he was not intelligent. But look at this. We know this story. I'm sure you know Abel. And 715. My previous best across 6 attempts was only 595. When he joined, he was aiming for 645. Only this much. और मैं ये बताता हूँ because thousands of dollars, multiple courses, no results. And mid 2022 is when he started. Last year, around mid-year, he got the score. Okay, so 2 years of preparation. This is doable, guys. This is absolutely doable. And I'm so happy generally. He spent a crazy amount of money, even 1 lakh for one session. किसी को एक session का 1 लाख रुपए दिया था teachers. ये लोग हैं. So all of this is possible even in R2, R3. I will not say should you go for R2, should you go for R3, should you go for 2026. Take a hard look at yourself, your prep, and you take a decision. It's never an option to be lacking in depth. So these are things that I'll be talking. Also remember, इसमें बहुत सारा नया content के कुछ links वगैरह हैं. पूरा deck I'll share with you at the end. If you stay till the end, I'll share the deck with you. So please stay till the end. I will not take too long anyway. So finishing mindset नहीं कि मैंने first time, whenever I see somebody's email, कि व्हेन एवर तुमसे पूछो आपने क्या कर, दे से मैंने ये भी कर लिया, ये भी कर लिया, ये भी कर लिया, दे नेवर से माई एक्यूरेसी इज 90-95%, माई एक्यूरेसी इज 50-55%, बट फिनिश करे जा रहे हैं, फिनिश। आप 10,000 क्वेश्चन सॉल्व कर लो किसी चीज के, अगर आपने डेप्थ नहीं बनाई तो आपका एग्जाम डे पे क्रैक नहीं होगा। प्रोबेबिलिटी का एग्जांपल लेते हैं, सिंपल टॉपिक इन मैथ, फिनिश कर लिया, 500 सवाल सॉल्व कर लिए, पर फिर भी नया सवाल आता है तो कंफ्यूज हो जाते। देयर आर पीपल हु विल डू ओनली 50 बट दे विल नॉट गेट कंफ्यूज्ड बिकॉज दे बिल्ड डेप्थ। And in the exam, shallow preparation will not come to your rescue irrespective of the practice. So always remember, मैं हमेशा बोलता हूँ, let's reiterate this, please stay till the end because I'll share the deck and I'll share some new contents also with you. 95% if there is no time limit you can solve. You are so confident that you don't need to check the answer key. You feel you can teach here, forget answer key. यू कैन गिव क्लोजर, क्लोजर मीन्स अब जब तक जीमेट तक हो रहा है तब तक मुझे ये टॉपिक देखने की जरूरत नहीं, दैट इज कॉल्ड डेप्थ। आई एम श्योर समवन इन योर फैमिली, आपने कभी तो देखा होगा, आपके फादर हो, कोई पेरेंट मदर हो, कोई आपके अंकल्स हो, कोई पुराने टाइम पे जो लोग होते थे जिन्होंने कभी अपने प्रोफेशन में मैथ यूज नहीं किया, लेकिन वो आपसे अभी भी बेहतर है मैथ में। कुछ परसेंटेज कैलकुलेशन आती है, कुछ रेशियो आता है, वो एकदम से रिप्लाई कर देते हैं, उनको कैलकुलेटर नहीं चाहिए होता। लेट मी आस्क यू, ऐसे लोग कभी जानते हो आप किसी को? क्योंकि मेरे फैमिली में तो ऐसे लोग थे। लेट मी जस्ट आस्क यू, प्लीज टेल मी, आर देयर पीपल हु हैव नॉट डन मैथ फॉर लाइक द लॉन्गेस्ट टाइम बट दे आर इमीडिएट, दे लाइक वेरी फास्ट कि हाँ, look at the number of people who can do this, see this, पीपल आर रनिंग बिजनेस, ग्रैंडफादर, कोई लोग बोल रहे हैं फादर, बोल रहे हैं ग्रैनी, बोल रहे हैं। ओके, व्हाट डज इट मीन, व्हाट डज इट मीन? आंसर तो मिल गया, लेट्स नॉट रियली स्ट्रेच दिस आंसर, आई नो, वी नो ऑल। वो लोग 30 साल, 20 साल, 25 साल में भी मैथ नहीं भूलते। आप 30 दिन बाद कैसे भूल जाते हो, 3 दिन बाद कैसे भूलते हो? इसका मतलब है जब उन्होंने सीखा तो डेप्थ से सीखा, मन से सीखा, दिल लगा के सीखा, सिर्फ फॉर्मेलिटी के लिए नहीं सीखा। ये बहुत बड़ा पॉइंट है गाइस, अंडरस्टैंड। माय फादर नेवर स्टडीड मैथ आफ्टर हिज स्कूल और कॉलेज, बट ही वाज सो ऑसम। मतलब मैं सोचता रहता था यार, इतना फास्ट मैं तो लिख रहा हूँ नंबर्स एंड ही हैज ऑलरेडी रिप्लाइड, एंड इट इज द केस विद सो मेनी पीपल। अगर मैं पूछता रहता तो द एंटायर चैट वुड बी। What does it tell you? At least for the next few months, you shouldn't need to revise. If they are so fast at this, maybe they are good at percentage or ratio, simple cap, but हम तो वो भी भूल जाते हैं। और हर चीज में हो सकता है, जिसकी ग्रामर एक बार अच्छी है, क्या वो ग्रामर खराब हो जाती है? जिसकी वोकैबलरी अच्छी है, जिसका रीडिंग अच्छा है, how can we lose that momentum because we don't build the depth in the beginning? This is where I'm saying, this is where we really think. And all this you've heard, I'll not get to this because no doubt we don't want to really press on this. You can read about this in the plan and in this deck that I'll be sharing. और तभी आ सकता है, एक दिन में 9 हार्वर्ड वर्दी scores we got in one day. Just look at this. This was on 13th of August. What is Harvard score? Harvard score is 96 percentile. What is 96 percentile here? 685. And none of them is 685, or everybody is at least 695. 9 people in one day getting these scores. This day I remember very vividly, it was 13th of August. मैंने 15th August को एक पोस्ट डाला था इसके बारे में, 13th August. Are these super intelligent people? Not at all. 695 is pretty good actually if you don't want a scholarship. Even for Harvard Wharton, you can see 97 percentile is the same score. So 96, 97, you need this much only. So we had these many scores at this level in one day. And you know about this, most probably if you've been a student for long, it has been there. Now I've given complete strategy. Please, there is nothing for me to explain in this. Why should you want 100 percentile score? Game plan, सब इसमें दिया हुआ है. Just this part. Let's just look at this. You need an extraordinary amount of focus. फोकस का दो मतलब है यहाँ पर। फोकस का मतलब ये नहीं है कि जब पढ़ रहे हैं तो मैं अपने पढ़ाई कर सकता हूँ कि नहीं दिमाग। फोकस का मतलब है लाइफ में और कुछ चल ही नहीं रहा है दिमाग में। It is a matter of that focus. There are two types of focus I'm talking about. One focus is I am only committed to GMAT. One focus is in those 3 hours I am not distracted. Ask yourself. Consistency, stamina, discipline, ये सब तो है ही. And all of this clearly. We have also revised our CR and DI content. This link will be shared with you with the link at the end. तो ये जिसके पास नहीं है, प्लीज दिस विल बी न्यू कंटेंट. आई ऑलवेज स्ट्रांगली recommend प्लीज स्टडी फ्रॉम these to improve your chances even further. There's a lot of work I have put in. Every student's feedback, I have put in 40 days of work which I could have done in 3 hours, जो कि हम बना, बट मैंने पर्सनली 40 days लगा के इसको ट्वीक करके रीडिफाइन करके. तो प्लीज प्लीज एस दिस थिंग कंप्लीटली. बाकी तो यू ऑल नो आरसी में क्या पढ़ना है. इट्स ऑल गिवन. जस्ट डू इट दिस वे. रॉन्ग अप्रोच, आई मीन ऑल दिस आई विल नॉट टेक यू थ्रू and everything is already mentioned, but please take care. I have mentioned it for each section. Okay, RC is there, then similarly CR is there, plan of action, everything. I'm just sharing this with you very soon. Now very quickly, this is a thing that you've heard from me so many times, it's worth repeating. I don't think इसका वर्ल्ड में कोई पैरेलल मिलेगा. Somebody could be this bad at some topic and then this person is teaching that topic. And the way I teach CR, people say कि उनका 10 साल business में काम करने के बाद भी they are excelling because of that. But I got 153 wrong. The reason for that, I discovered it later. I did not know as a student. तो आपको पता नहीं हो कोई भी चीज में. और ये मैं नहीं बोल रहा हूँ, जेम्स क्लियर की बुक है एटॉमिक हैबिट से लेके हजारों स्टडीज हैं. वी फील कि जब पढ़ेंगे तो दिस इज द वे वील इम्प्रूव. But we always first of all dip our performance. Dhira, this is called the valley of disappointment. This is where most people quit. हमको लगता है चेंज ऐसे होता है कि धीरे धीरे पढ़ते जाएंगे तो धीरे धीरे बढ़ता जाएगा. ऐसा नहीं. यू विल जेन्युइनली फील सो फ्रस्ट्रेटेड इन द बिगिनिंग, सो फ्रस्ट्रेटेड, but there will be a point in which your rocket will just take off. And this is where we can't wait. हमारा प्रॉब्लम है यहीं छोड़ देते यार. क्वांट के 3 सवाल सॉल्व नहीं हो रहे, फोर्थ में भी फील. लुक एट दिस 153 वर्सेस 3. You get a few questions wrong. You will have this mode with every topic that you're weak at. Some people are inherently good at some topics. They may not have this valley of disappointment. You can't avoid. It will be there. And it is the same thing. There is a valley of disappointment. We feel this should happen. Straightforward growth. ऐसा कभी नहीं होता. And this is what happens. And there is always that critical point, and suddenly you take off. And ये 95% accuracy का real secret. Okay. Always. And this is where most people quit. We expect the returns to be linear. It is not like that. इसको आप किसी भी, आप स्टॉक मार्केट से भी रिलेट कर सकते हो. वॉरेन बफेट का कहना है जैसे ही मार्केट गिरता है, और अभी तो टाइम है बताने का, मार्केट्स हैव फॉलन वेरी बैडली, लोग पैसा निकाल लेते. उनको लगता है कि बस पैसा बढ़ते ही रहना चाहिए. ऐसा कभी नहीं होता है. हमेशा देयर विल बी अ डाउन टर्न. एंड अगर आप टिक गए उतने दिन मार्केट में या एग्जाम की प्रेप में, इट डजंट मैटर, आप पागलों की तरह पैसा कमा सकते हो या आपका पागलों की तरह स्कोर आ सकता है. इट इज द सेम थिंग इन लाइफ. इट इज द सेम थिंग हियर. ओके, डोंट क्विट. You will have this valley of disappointment. You surely will have. This is a familiar slide for you. What happens with a normal person, dabbler? वो धीरे धीरे ट्रेनिंग करेगा. थोड़ा सा भी टफ हुआ तो प्रोग्रेस तो कम होगी. वो यहीं पे जहां पे प्रोग्रेस कम हुई, ट्रेनिंग मींस preparation will stop and that person quits. What is the difference? I'll just share this once again with you. I know it is worth repeating some of the stuff. No matter who good you are, you will never have consistent improvement. You'll improve, things will get tougher, you will get worse. Most people will quit when they get worse. It is the same when you're playing a musical instrument. It is the same when you're going to the gym. Weight nahi lose ho raha, you're playing tennis, you're learning some Excel skill, you're learning some machine learning, whatever, you will get worse. फिर से पीक आएगा, फिर ड्रॉप आएगा, because the level keeps increasing. But imagine the person who stopped here. His or her peak was here. This person's dip is here. And that is why I say your worst performance sometimes can be better than everybody's best performance. Worst can be better than everybody's best. And this is something I've experienced in life, and with extreme confidence, I can say. So, what happens when we train? Things become hard, we get disappointed, then we quit. Resignation means quitting. Then we think यार कुछ और करते हैं, चलो टेनिस में नहीं हुआ तो कुछ और करते हैं, ये म्यूजिकल इंस्ट्रूमेंट की जगह कुछ और करते हैं, ये बिजनेस नहीं चला कुछ और करते हैं. People who continue will be very different, and then they'll do the same approach for each project. These people will go for कि natural का मतलब होता है हमेशा average. Remember, nature is all average. Always nature means average. Nature में कोई भी चीज exponential या outlier pattern पे नहीं. So if we go through this natural ceiling achievement is मतलब उससे ज़्यादा तो मैं क्या ही कहूँ. When you have extreme focus, when you have role models are two types of models. One is role models, the other is processes. Octave is a model. In the same way, these two guys who came today are also models. When you have a system that every day सुबह उठना है पढ़ना है सुबह, you will break through this ceiling. You will, and this will become unnatural. And that's why we love those stories of rags to riches. Sudden कुछ नहीं होता. This much you have to put in. And you've heard on this. Similarly, PS का प्लान दे रहा हूँ मैं, सब चीजें DS का प्लान दे रहा हूँ. कंटेंट की लिंक्स मैंने दी है सारी, एंड आई एम शेयरिंग दिस विद यू. सो DS, PS, IR, इसमें बहुत सारे सब लिंक्स हैं. सम ऑफ यू माइट बी हैविंग देम फ्रॉम द प्रीवियस webinars, but just that. IR, maybe I've said, I will not say this again. I have revised my DI content a lot. Those I'm sharing. There's a lot given to you. All this plan I'm giving you. अब एक और चीज है, MSR के लोग बोलते हैं कि यार MSR सॉल्व नहीं होता. मैं आपको बहुत पिन पॉइंटेड अप्रोच बता रहा हूँ कि मल्टी सोर्स रीजनिंग सॉलिड हो जाएगा. आज तक किसी की MSR रिपोर्ट में मैंने मैथ बेस्ड देखा ही नहीं. ये लुक एट दिस, एंड इट्स नॉट वन पर्सन. Multi-source reasoning. One person got 6 questions of MSR, but all of them were non-math related. How will this improve? Because MSR is what? One reading tab. There's another reading tab. What is it? RC. आपका RC अगर बहुत सॉलिड हो जाए तो आपका MSR बहुत आराम से आप क्रैक करोगे. एंड दैट इज व्हाट वी स्टार्ट विथ. ये ना पूरा प्रोसेस बहुत साइंटिफिकली डिजाइंड है. पीपल आस्क मी, मेरे को MSR का मटेरियल सॉल्व कर, क्या फायदा, आपका एक्यूरेसी नहीं आएगा. Improve your RC, genuinely improve, and you can be so unlucky to get 2 sets of MSR. ये तो खैर सॉर्टेड है तो ऐसा नहीं है. These questions were in which order, you can also see किस किस क्वेश्चन नंबर पे आया है. But 6 questions, but all of them are non-math related. What does it mean? It is all RC. MSR is nothing but 3 RC passages or 2 RC passages. जो practice questions are, they are based on graph table, sometimes mathematical, but most of the MSR, at least no score report till date I've seen MSR is math related. So take care. MSR के 2 set आ गए, you will feel कि मैं ही unlucky हूँ. No, be ready. हमने अपने कुछ मॉक टेस्ट में डबल सेट्स भी दिए हैं, एंड पीपल कम बैक एंड से MSR के 2 सेट आ गए. बट यू कैन हैव इवन इन GMAT प्रेप सम पीपल गेट, एंड पीपल जस्ट डोंट केयर. जब रियल रिजल्ट आता है किसी का तो बहुत प्रॉब्लम होता है. दिस इज वेयर. एंड DI अगर मास्टर करना है, आप LSAT का RC और CR मास्टर करो, गारंटीड है वो हो जाए. All this is written. There is nothing I'm discussing this. We have done this before also. And time limits, you should follow all of this. So please take care. Go through this line by line, word for word when I share this with you. Error logs, how to maintain a great error log. These are the components. मैंने इस बंदे का error log भी share कर दिया, Panchul, who has ever in the history of GMAT probably prepared the best error log and shared with us. It was just crazy. It blew my mind. तुम छोड़ो, मैं भी शायद इतना अच्छा नहीं बना सकता था. So all credit. I have shared this. I'm sharing everything with you. Okay, all this is anyway same thing that I've been telling you. जो भी कुछ है. And please remember, कभी नहीं होता. 99% consistency is no consistency. You are not someone who will slip once and who will come back after one day. You slip, you'll slip for a month sometimes. पढ़ना छोड़ो, एक महीने तक उस पर ट्रैक पे ही नहीं आई गाड़ी, एक महीने तक. This is where the problem is, and all of this I'll share right away. सिंगुलर ऑब्सेशन, मैं 3 साल पहले वेबिनार कर रहा था, तब भी मैंने पूछा था, आज भी मैं पूछ रहा हूँ, ये सारे प्रॉब्लम सबके हैं. डोंट एवर ट्राई टू लाई टू योरसेल्फ दैट आई हैव बीन कंसिस्टेंट. यू हैव बीन कंसिस्टेंट नॉट इवन फॉर 3 days. यू बीन कंसिस्टेंट. 2 दिन पढ़ते हो तो आपको लगता है कंसिस्टेंसी. 200 दिन पढ़ के दिखाओ, तब होगी कि हाँ, आई बीन. यू डोंट नीड 200 days, बट 100 days इफ यू आर कंसिस्टेंट, यू कैन स्कोर. एंड देर आर एग्जाम्पल्स इन फ्रंट ऑफ यू. इट विल नॉट बी अचीव्ड इफ यू हैव मल्टीपल टारगेट्स. भूल जाओ कि जॉब भी करना है. जॉब मिनिमम काम करो वहाँ पे. मुझे ये भी करना है, मुझे सोशल मीडिया भी देखना है, मुझे पॉडकास्ट भी देखना है, मुझे इंटरटेन भी होना है, इंस्टा भी करना है, फ्रेंड्स के साथ भी बात करना है, रोज कॉल भी करना है, वीकेंड पे पार्टी भी करना है. आप कर लो ना फिर यार, सभी हो जाएगा. फिर कुछ जी मैट नहीं होगा, बाकी सब हो जाएगा. एक जब बड़ी चीज पे फोकस करते हैं तो ये अप्रोच नहीं चलती, लाइफ नहीं चलती. And all this we have been through. So this is another graph which really pains me as a teacher. पढ़ते टाइम 3 घंटे का स्लॉट है पढ़ने का, और हम उस 3 hours में मोस्ट ऑफ द टाइम वी आर वरिंग कि अरे प्रोफाइल तो अच्छा है ही नहीं, स्कोर तो आएगा नहीं, एडमिशन तो होता नहीं है, जाके भी क्या फ़ायदा है, यूएस का मार्केट तो ऐसे ही ख़राब चल रहा है, आईएसबी का तो कंपटीशन कितना टफ होगा, मेरे फ्रेंड ने दिया 3 बार, उसका तो कुछ हुआ नहीं, कोई फ़ायदा नहीं है, सब बकवास है, सब बकवास है, सब बकवास है. ये 3 घंटे में आप 2.5 घंटे ये कर रहे हो और ये पढ़ाई कर रहे हो, तो किस क्वालिटी की पढ़ाई होगी? क्वालिटी ऑल्सो विल बी होपलेस. I would rather say if you are studying for 3 hours, 3 hours you just study. Leave the result यार, अपने आप ही आ जाता है रिजल्ट, अपने आप ही आ जाता है ये. और ये कमेंट्री सबकी होती है. लेट मी जस्ट हैव अ स्मॉल चेक इन विथ यू. डू यू थिंक, and I just told whatever I could say, do you think this is what happens while you are studying? The first bit, that you worry a lot and then you keep studying also. Tell me. Same commentary all the time. Look at this. Look at this. तो आई एम नॉट लाइंग, मैं आपको जबरदस्ती नहीं बोल रहा हूँ कि मेरे को आपको ब्लेम करना है. लुक एट दिस, लुक एट दिस. इट्स नॉट इवन प्रोक्रास्टिनेशन, इट इज सेल्फ डाउट. सेल्फ डाउट इज नॉट कि मेरा होगा कि नहीं, कोई फायदा ही नहीं है एमबीए करके. कितने इन्फ्लुएंसर बोल रहे हैं क्या जरूरत है एमबीए करने की, तो मत करो यार, गेम से बाहर निकलो. ये ना, ये जो झूठ बोल रहे हो ना अपने आप से, मत करो, ये मत करो. गेम से बाहर छोड़ दो, मत करो, कोई बात नहीं. इन लोगों को जाने दो, आईएसबी जो 45 लाख का स्कॉलरशिप लेके जा रहे हैं, आप बाहर निकल जाओ. ये तरीका तो बिल्कुल नहीं है. एंड यू हैव दिस नोशन, लुक एट द नंबर ऑफ पीपल सेइंग यस. ओके, so not really, this is not going to help at all. I'm sharing the link to this deck in the Zoom window, but before that, let me ask you, has this session helped? Because it takes a lot of effort on us, for our part, to put up something like this. Tell me, कुछ help हुआ इससे? क्या help हुआ? Please just don't write yes. What is the help? Please, can you just tell me what is the help you got? I'm very happy to hear this, provided you put it in practice. 5 दिन हो गए, नया साल शुरू है, कई लोग अभी भी कुछ कर नहीं पा रहे. All right, very happy. And this is the link to the deck. I just want to hear जितने भी लोग सुन रहे हैं. तो okay, Sujal is saying I'm a student at IIM and being rigorous. I had less time, but now I'm seeing this. So, I mean, amazing, यार. क्या क्या है? Please, the entire link with all the material to the deck is here. Okay, it is already shared with you. I hope all of you have seen it. तो देख लीजिए, आपको मैं दे रहा हूँ फिर से. Please सुन लीजिए this. I hope everybody can see this link. This is the same deck as we just thought. I hope you have got it. Please tell me मिल गया. क्या बात? अभी तो दिया मैंने. All right, I hope it's there. I'll share it again. Okay. See you guys then. Please अपने ड्रीम पे यार कभी कॉम्प्रोमाइज मत करो. जिंदगी में बहुत एवरेज रह जाओगे. रोज काटेगा वो चीज अंदर से कि क्या क्या. एक टाइम पे 3 महीने मैंने एफर्ट लगा लिया होता, लाइफ के 30 साल बदल जाते. Regret really, I mean, discipline is going to weigh only in ounces, but regret weighs in tons. कि थोड़ा सा आप एफर्ट लगा लो, और ये कहना कि मैंने सब कर लिया मेरा नहीं हो रहा है, बहुत गलत अप्रोच है, बहुत ही गलत है. प्लीज, यू हैव नॉट डन एवरीथिंग. And these two examples have served us so well today, so well. I mean, I can't even tell you. All right, so I don't know. Let me ask Natasha, is Aarti around by any chance? Or she may not be able to join, I think. Natasha, are you there?
Unfortunately, she's still traveling in the bus, so
Right.
she won't be able
No
to make
problem.
it.
So we will end here. Everybody, don't compromise on your goals. आपको कोई हेल्प चाहिए, हमारे टीचर्स हैं. राउंड द क्लॉक सर्विस, 2-2 मिनट में कई बार रिप्लाई करते हैं. सब कुछ है, लेकिन जबरदस्ती के लिए कि गिव मी ए प्लान, ये डाउट सॉल्व कर दो विदाउट पुटिंग इन द एफर्ट. यू बी थरो, देन यू टेक हेल्प. इट विल रियली हेल्प यू. अदरवाइज 100 डाउट emails also will not give you the confidence. दे विल गिव यू कि यार मेरे से इतना भी नहीं हो रहा, इतना सिंपल क्वेश्चन के लिए भी मुझे डाउट पूछना पड़ रहा है. आपका उल्टा सेल्फ कॉन्फिडेंस ड्रॉप हो जाए. अच्छे से करो यार. लाइफ में एक बार, सिर्फ एक बार, और 3 महीने में अगर 30 साल बदल सकते हैं तो बस फोड़ दो जाके. बस यही मैसेज है. कुछ बहुत बड़ी रॉकेट साइंस नहीं है. जस्ट गेट क्रैकिंग. ऑल राइट एवरीवन, थैंक यू फॉर योर टाइम. बाय बाय. The link is here. I have shared the link many times. Natasha can also share if it is possible. I think I did share with everyone here. All the questions you can ask on email. I will take all the questions soon. अगर आप mail पे लिखते हो तो we will answer. चलिए, bye bye everyone. Bye.